I was motivated to write Serving Herself, The Life and Times of Althea Gibson because I wanted there to be a major, substantial, full scale, and comprehensive biography of an important American and African American sportswoman. I wanted people to know that Jackie Robinson was not the only pioneering African American athlete. I also wanted people to know that Arthur Ashe, as excellent as his career was, he certainly wasn't the first, that Althea Gibson also blazed trails and opened doors. And I also thought that the world needed to know what it was like for an African American woman to be the first. We're so very familiar with the story of Jackie Robinson and how he came to the Brooklyn Dodgers and what his career was like for that team. But we were less familiar with what it was like for an African American woman in sports. Very often, when we talk about sports figures, we focus on the triumphs. And in Gibson's case, there were many. Of course, in 1956, she won Roland Garros, the French national championship. Then in 1957 and 1958, she became the first African American to win Wimbledon and also to win the US Nationals. But victories are not the only part of her story. Althea Gibson had many struggles. She was born in South Carolina in 1927. This is a time when African Americans were talk about being regarded as second-class citizens. You could even say regarded as citizens on a much lower level than that. When she was quite young, her family made the decision to migrate to New York, which is where she grew up. And the family was quite poor. She was the oldest of 5 children. Her father was very, very hard on her. Adding to her struggle was the fact that she was a tomboy. So she wasn't particularly interested in wearing dresses and skirts. She loved to play sports. And honestly, this passion for sports, this continued until the end of her life. And though there were certainly changes in America with the passage of Title IX in 1972, we also know that for a very long time in American history, a deep stigma has surrounded women who play sports, who enjoy sports, but also women who have done things that society has long regarded as being exclusively for men. She at one point considered joining the military. She also had a number of other ambitions. She wanted to be, and in fact was, a singer and an actress. And these parts of Althea Gibson's life are less well known. At the end of the 1950s and the early 1960s, she decided that she also wanted to be a professional golfer. And this is also a part of her life that has also been lost. Althea Gibson continues to have a vast influence and reach within tennis. We must obviously have to think about the Williams sisters, Venus and Serena, who both got to know Althea Gibson a little bit toward the end of her life. And she's deeply associated, of course, with the number of women of African descent who are playing and leading so well within tennis today. So here we have to think about Coco Gauff, of course. Think about Madison Keys and Taylor Townsend. Her legacy really pertains to, I think, every woman, regardless of background, regardless of sport, honestly, who is playing, who is active in athletics today. She is a foundational figure, certainly for women of color in sports.